This is Goku Sun DBZ, and welcome back for a new top 10 list. Now, this time I just want to simply state this will not be a top 10 game sales list. That will be next week. And I decided next week will be a special one. 10 best selling Microsoft Windows PC games. So that's going to be a curious one. But with that said, today's list is 10 must-play platformer games. And this will include all platforms. Now, this list is specifically put together from my own personal perspective. So with that said, honorable mentions first. Release on the Xbox One as well as other consoles, but I've only played on Xbox One. Rayman Origins for the NES. Super Mario Bros. PS4 Knack. Though technically it's more of a beat 'em up slash but whatever. Epic Mickey. The Nintendo Wii. Sonic 1. And for, of course, the Genesis, Sonic Adventures for the Dreamcast, Myst, which is a combination puzzle platformer for the 3DO, and Gex, also on the 3DO. Coming in at number 10, released for the Sega Genesis, and this game holds a special place for me. Coming at number 10 is a classic called ToeJam and Earl. It's a often overlooked, criminally underrated platformer gem of the Genesis and 16-bit era. If you ever get the chance, pick up of course, the newer Sega Genesis Classic, which has ToeJam and Earl on the list of games on there. Coming at number 9. Personally, I prefer the PS4 remaster version, though it ties in more with the movie than it does, of course, with the original PS2 game, but I like the PS4 version better overall. Coming to number 9 is the PS4 version of Ratchet & Clank Remastered. Next up, coming at number 8. Released on the PlayStation 2. Now, I've only played this game on PS2 and the PS Vita. So with that said, coming in at number 8 is Jak and Daxter. Now, I've only played Jak and Daxter 1 and 2. I've actually not played the third one, though I have it technically in the trilogy pack. Coming at number 7 is actually split a tie for 7th place between two indie platformer games. Really good games, which I've actually done full playthroughs of and upload here on my channel. First up is Rime. Really good game. It was my favorite game of the year a couple of years back. Tied with it is another one of my favorite games, which I recently picked up digitally on the Switch as well. And that is Air, Memory of Old. Coming at number 6 is a true classic released on the PS1, but you can also get in, of course, the Reignite trilogy. Coming at number 6 for me personally is Spyro Year of the Dragon. Without a doubt, a true classic from Insomniac Games, though now owned by Activision Blizzard. Coming at number 5 is another criminally underrated game in my opinion. It's a combination puzzle platformer and really fun on the PS1. Though you can get remastered like limited run, physical, or digital. Coming number 5 for me personally is Oddworld Abe's Exodus of games. Now, these aren't my overall top 10 favorite platformers of all time. That's different. These are just, in my opinion, games I highly recommend you to play. That I know I love from personal experience, and I highly recommend you buy in some shape or form. Or at the least, play if you have the opportunity. Coming at number 4 is a tie. between first up on the PS1. You can also get a digital package on PSN, and I think you can also get on Microsoft's Xbox Store. Not 100% sure, but I believe you can. Tied at number 4 is between Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Also tied, a great indie platformer that I highly recommend. And that is A Hat in Time, or Hatty Time. However you want to call it, though the actual name is Hat in Time. It's a really good, highly recommend platformer from the indie scene. And you can get the game for like $15, I think, on average. So it's more than worth it. Coming in number 3, released on the Sega Genesis, though I think you can get on the digital store on eShop. If you have a 1-year membership or whatever membership, of course, with the Switch. Number 3 is Super Mario World, that I highly recommend you play. True classic, and for me personally, it's probably my number 1 favorite Mario game of all time. Though I got him, it's Super Mario Odyssey is in that top 3. Coming at number 2 that I highly recommend, released on the Super Nintendo, though you can also get in the HD Legacy Collection on multiple platforms. At number 2 is the original Mega Man X. But I've praised this series for a long time. It's one of my top 10 favorite franchises of all time. For a good reason. And the fact is, it's a solid, really good action platformer game. And it's way better than the original Mega Man series, in my opinion. But Mega Man X, the original, there's just something about the music, the bosses, everything. Coming in number 1. Technically, you can buy them individually on PS1, though I recommend buying the package on Switch. You can also get on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And of course, that is, I recommend number 1 being the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy at number 1. Definitely recommend it the most because what you're getting for your money is more than worth it. I mean, I believe you can get like pre-owned on the Nintendo Switch the N. Sane Trilogy for something like $25, $26 with a membership. Without, it's like $30. I mean, that's more than worth it for 3 incredible platformer games in that trilogy. But with that said, this is, in my opinion, just 10 superb platformers I consider must-own games if you are even consider yourself remotely a fan of the platformer genre. But with that said, I'll see y'all next time, same YouTube time, same YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the top 10 best-selling Microsoft Windows games. See you then.